Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about movies of 2026, Christopher Nolan's epic adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey. This film was supposed to be the next big cinematic event after Oppenheimer. Instead, it's become a lightning rod for controversy before it even hits theaters. So why exactly is there so much negativity swirling around The Odyssey? Let's break it all down point by point. First, let's set the stage. The movie stars an absolute powerhouse cast. Matt Damon steps into the role of Odysseus, the clever hero trying to make his way back home after the Trojan War. Anne Hathaway plays Penelope, his loyal and resourceful wife waiting for him. Zendaya brings her star power as Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Charlize Theron appears as Calypso, and that's just the beginning. The film is a massive, big-budget spectacle with practical effects, IMAX filming, and a score by Ludwig Göransson. On paper, this should be unstoppable, but from the moment the first trailer dropped, the internet had other plans. The backlash started with the casting choices, and it hasn't slowed down. The biggest flashpoint, Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy. In Homer's epic, Helen is famously described with terms like white-armed and portrayed as the most beautiful woman in the world, whose abduction sparked the entire Trojan War. Casting a black actress in the role immediately triggered accusations of blackwashing from certain corners of the internet. Conservative commentators like Matt Walsh and even mentions from Elon Musk amplified the debate. Critics argued it ignored the mythological and historical context of ancient Greece. On the other side, defenders pointed out that these are myths, not history textbooks, and that beauty and heroism can be reinterpreted across cultures. Lupita herself pushed back in interviews, saying she focused on Helen's strength and agency rather than just her appearance. Still, the discourse got heated fast, with accusations of racism flying both ways. Then there's Elliot Page in a supporting role. For some viewers, this became another example of Hollywood pushing modern identity politics into ancient stories, combined with other diverse casting decisions and the lack of prominent Greek or Mediterranean actors in lead roles. Some Greek commentators and classicists felt the film was disconnecting these stories from their cultural roots. One Greek film critic put it bluntly: ancient Hellenic tales seem treated as generic Western inheritance, while actual Greek voices get sidelined. But casting isn't the only complaint. Let's talk historical accuracy, or the lack of it, according to many. The trailers show armor and costumes that look more like Nolan's Dark Knight aesthetic than Bronze Age Greece. Historians have pointed out iron armor that wouldn't have existed yet, designs closer to later classical periods, and ships that resemble Viking longships more than ancient Greek galleys. One military historian joked that the armor is vaguely Greek-looking but not based on anything real. Even the dialogue has come under fire. Characters drop modern lines like casual references to dad coming home. Nolan has defended this choice, saying he wanted the film to feel accessible to contemporary audiences and avoid sounding overly stiff or archaic. He called some of the backlash irrelevant, since no one has seen the full movie yet. Visually, some viewers say the trailer feels off. The color palette is dark and moody. The action looks impressive, but also overly polished in a way that feels like Hollywood blockbuster formula rather than a fresh take on myth. The dislike ratio on the official trailer is overwhelmingly negative. Hundreds of thousands of dislikes compared to far fewer likes. Comments range from "this looks cheap" to "why is everyone American accented in ancient Greece?" Now we have to address the culture war angle because it's impossible to ignore. A loud segment of the online right has framed the entire project as woke Hollywood destroying another classic. They see the diverse casting, the modern dialogue, and any deviation from strict source accuracy as deliberate disrespect toward Western heritage. On the flip side, progressive voices call the criticism thinly veiled racism, misogyny, and resistance to change. The result? Review bombing campaigns, restricted comments on official channels, and endless discourse threads. Meanwhile, more neutral film fans have their own gripes. Some say the trailer just doesn't excite them. Others worry that Nolan is stretching himself too thin or repeating familiar tricks. There's also chatter about the massive budget, reportedly around $250 million, and the pressure for it to perform at the box office. With a release date in mid-July, the pre-release noise could seriously impact opening weekend numbers. Of course, not everyone is hating. Plenty of Nolan fans are excited for his signature style applied to mythology, practical effects, non-linear storytelling potential, and that epic scope have people hopeful. Anne Hathaway stands are particularly thrilled to see her in a major role following her work in Mother Mary. The film also pays tribute to longtime collaborator David Kegley, adding an emotional layer behind the scenes. So where does this leave us? The Odyssey is a perfect storm of modern internet culture. Ancient myths have always been reinterpreted. That's literally how they survived. But in 2026, every creative decision gets dissected instantly online. Is the negativity fair? Some of it is legitimate critique about design and tone. Much of it feels performative and agenda driven. The truth is, we won't know until people actually see the movie. What do you think? Are you planning to watch The Odyssey despite the drama? Do you think the casting enhances the myth or takes away from it? Are you more excited for Anne Hathaway's Penelope or the overall spectacle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what other upcoming films we should break down next. From Mother Mary drama to Nolan's epic, Hollywood never sleeps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.